Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of T-Shirt Cooking. Today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. We'll be making lemon fudge cake bites that are ultra tasty, ultra buttery, and ultra easy to make. Let's begin with the ingredients. So first things first, we're going to have 300 grams of all-purpose flour. Afterwards, 150 grams of refined sugar. Then we'll have 250 grams of icing sugar, 2 regular-sized eggs, 215 grams of butter, 3 organic lemons, and it's important why are organic. I'll get to that afterwards. A half teaspoon of salt and a half teaspoon of baking powder. It's important we preheat the oven now at 300 degrees Fahrenheit on convection bake, just to avoid wasting time after and waiting another 25 minutes for the oven to preheat. Now the first step is we'll combine the sugar and the butter. We'll begin by placing the butter into the bowl, just like that, and discarding the sheet. Just like that. We now take the 150 grams of refined white sugar, the same sugar you put in your coffee, and we'll just pour it in like this. Wow. Now something I can finally reveal to the entire T-Shirt Cooking fan base is we've upgraded. Amazing. So we'll begin by turning on this machine and mixing the sugar and the butter. To be fair, I'm starting to believe this is inefficient and it's likely faster by hand, but we do have a new machine, so we must use it. This was highly inefficient. Yep, I should have definitely just mixed by hand. This was not a good idea. I don't know what I was doing here. This is crazy. I promise this is an easy recipe. These things should not occur. This only happens in my kitchen. So next up, we're going to add the 300 grams of flour, the salt, and the baking soda to the mix. Once again, we will now use the machine to mix everything together. Just to be sure, we're going to mix by hand. This is proper technique. Wow. Now we'll attempt to crack 2 eggs in here and hopefully not make a mess everywhere. The recipe actually calls for 2 egg yolks. However, I just don't understand how to separate the yolk from the white part, so the entire egg is just going in here. So in this case, there's many pieces of the shell that fell in here, but nobody's going to notice because of the amount of butter that we used. So this is a fun kitchen tip that if you add additional butter to the recipe, people will not notice your mistakes. Once again, with the mixer. Okay, this isn't doing anything, so I'm just gonna go back to by hand because this is way too much effort. Nothing's going on over here. We're gonna mix by hand. And now that we finished mixing by hand, we'll add some lemon zest. Now it's important to get organic lemons because allegedly there's less chemicals in the zest that we're going to put in our cake. However, it's known that organic vegetables are grown on the same farms as non-organic vegetables. So this is likely all for nothing, and I spent $1 for each one of these lemons for absolutely no reason when I could have spent half. But what can I say? Organic. I'm quite certain there's a faster way to do this, but I'm just gonna keep going and using this method to get the zest from 1 lemon. Now, once we added the zest, all that there is left to add is the juice from 2 lemons. Using one of my newly acquired knives, I will cut the 2 lemons. And now we just squeeze the lemon juice in the bowl. Something that's very important to mention is to make sure that there is no seeds in any of your lemons. So when you go to squeeze them, none of the seeds fall inside the mix, so that when you go to offer any one of these lemon squares to perhaps maybe your grandparents, that nobody chokes on any of this, or maybe to a younger child. However, this amount of butter, you shouldn't be offering this to children, just in case, just so they don't choke. Or if they do, it's not your fault. So in this case, we'll only end up squeezing 1 lemon because as it happens, this lemon had a lot of juice. And we now mix again, except this time we'll only do it by hand because I just don't want to waste time with that machine anymore. So I know what you're thinking right now, and it's, Matthew, why are you mixing everything now that it's tough? Why didn't you just put in all the ingredients beforehand and mix it all at the same time so it's more efficient? Well, the thing is, if I don't make these mistakes, then how will you as the viewer learn? So now that this is mixed, we will put it in our 8 by 8 inch pan. What I like to do is to line the pan with parchment paper using this top secret method. And we will now add the mix into the pan. We will now flatten the dough in the pan. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, I just don't know. So I'm just going to be flattening it like this by hand, and whatever happens, happens. And at this point, we'll be putting this in the oven for a total of 30 to 35 minutes. During our 30 minutes, we'll clean the entire kitchen and we'll make the icing. Now for the icing, it's very simple. We'll simply take the icing sugar and take 1 lemon. We'll cut the lemon in real time. Wow. Make sure to take out as many seeds as possible. So now what we'll do here is we will take our lemon pieces and we'll squeeze them in the 250 grams of icing sugar. Now we will attempt to mix the icing sugar, and if we need more lemon juice, then we'll just squeeze more out of the lemons. Now at this point, I'm really only mixing it just to make sure I got all the seeds out, just to make sure that anybody who I offer this to doesn't end up choking and potentially suing me. Just kidding, they can't sue T-shirt cooking. We don't make any money here. There's nothing to take. We don't even have enough subscribers to even make $1. Now we've pulled the lemon cake out of the oven, and what we're going to do is we're going to immediately add the glaze. It's important to immediately add the glaze because now that it's warm, it'll be easier for the glaze to spread or something like that. I don't really know why, but that's just what I did every single time I made this. Now what we'll do is we'll just spread the glaze around to make sure that it completely covers the top of the entire lemon cake. And at this point, we'll take the lemon cake and we'll leave it in the fridge for 30 minutes to cool off, and so the frosting becomes proper frosting. We will use this unnecessarily extra sharp knife that I was given as a gift to cut squares. Now personally, while cutting this, I think I could have maybe left it in the fridge for maybe some extra time because I am seeing that it's still a little bit difficult to cut as it's still very soft on the inside, but no pain, no gain. Let's add extra unnecessary challenges to this baking process. So if we're able to complete this mildly successfully with these unnecessary challenges, then we know for certain that we can complete it correctly without the unnecessary challenges. All right, so I think I pushed my luck as much as I can, and right now it's getting incredibly difficult to cut because it's still very soft, so it's breaking up in pieces. So in an attempt to not break up this entire cake that we made, I'll put it back in the fridge for another 30 minutes and we'll see what result we get. All right, here we are 1 day later, and that's because I ended up putting this in the fridge, but I usually film at around midnight and then it got too late and I was just too tired, so I ended up going to bed. But here we are 1 day later now, it's the evening. I pulled it out of the fridge. It should be good to go now, and we could probably cut it up correctly. Well, that was easier than expected. We'll now cut it up into small bites because this is very dense, so small pieces are still fine. So I wanted to cut these up as cubes. However, they ended up becoming more of rectangular shaped since they're all different shapes and sizes, which is fine because we're very inclusive here at T-shirt cooking. So now something to note about this is that it doesn't necessarily have to be warm or cold. I mean, you could just enjoy it any single way. It's very dense. It sort of looks like fudge, and it has a bit of like that fudge texture in your mouth, but at the same time, it feels like it's cake. So you're a bit conflicted as to what it really feels like in your mouth, but I don't mind it. I like it. It tastes good. And as I said, this is very buttery, so you really can't go wrong. So let's give it a shot. Solid. Immediately, I taste the butter, which is fantastic. That's what we want to taste, is the butter and all of that icing sugar. There's a nice strong amount of lemon in here, but if you don't want it to taste this lemony, you just put less lemon. Less of something usually means less of that flavor. Now, something else that people usually do is that when they're baking things of this sort, they would use a sifter for the flour. I didn't use one. I've tried making this with the sifted flour and without the sifted flour, and it came out exactly the same. I don't really know what it does. Maybe it does do something, maybe it doesn't. I couldn't tell you. Do what you want. All in all, guys, we ended up making quantity of this amount. If you have a bigger pot or a bigger pan, whatever it may be, and you want to make a bigger quantity, just, you know, you do the math, you figure it out, and you can just end up cutting these squares, bringing them them to people, bringing them, I don't know, to maybe some family and friends, having them taste it. You can do what you want with these. And with these, you could also conserve them in the fridge so they're good for a long time. You could have this for at least a week, really sit in the fridge and you're good. There's so much butter in here, you're good. I mean, nothing here is gonna expire. There's so much sugar, nothing here is expiring except for your teeth. Thank you everyone for watching another episode of T-shirt cooking. Hopefully you enjoyed this recipe and expect many more to come.